going to work on the dock, and I like how I have the darknesses around her feet. I finished that dock area, or I'm close to it. So let me zoom in on the dock here. And we're just going to do the rest of the dock to match this. So I'm just darkening in the spaces that are between the planks. I'm going to zoom in on my picture to see what the edge looks like here. All right, the closer up it is, the more splits and slivers you're going to see in the wood. This should go down. Remember that time I said not to use the dark pencils because you can't erase well? Well, I use the dark pencil. I'm going to use a 4B to do these edge areas. And it's just like I'm just doing this. I'm going up a little bit and choosing where I'm going to make a split in the wood. And there's a few of them you can see in the picture, but these cracks don't have to be in the correct exact spot. And then there's just some rotted wood. It's a little bit darker in some places. All right, so I'm going to do these cracky things. See, that's important because the board goes down there. And this is the side of that board that I'm shading, this edge of that board that you see between the boards. So it goes down like that. It doesn't completely go straight. See? That one came out nice. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. Let me zoom in. All right, so the side of the board, think of each separate board, and here it's going to go down. It goes across and then it goes down. I'm just making a bunch of horizontal marks. These marks of each board are going to get closer and closer as they go back. I felt something under the paper. Where was I? All right. So now that I have some dark lines, I'm going to color the dock. Let me just get these edges in. And none of the lines are continuous. I'm just doing like pieces because there's darker parts and there's lighter parts of this wood. And it's just very random. And I'm going to take a 2B and just color this in. Long vertical lines, or I'm sorry, long horizontal lines. Doing different darknesses of pushing harder or softer. And when I look at the picture, these boards in the front are darker, and I think they get lighter as they go back. Let me look at the whole picture here. Okay, it's kind of dark in the front, and you see a lot of texture. And it's still very textured in the back toward the water. But in the front, you see a lot more contrast in the lights and darks. I'm gonna get my darkest 7B or 8B and really make this black. I'm gonna back this up where you can see now that you saw what I'm doing close up. And don't try to match it exactly because no one's going to hold this drawing next to that dock to see how accurate your cracks in the dock were. It's just important that you get contrast, lights, you know, lights, darks, and you get the perspective right. You get the seams between the boards. They have to be further apart toward the front of the picture. And as it goes back into the distance, these seams between the boards get closer together. Okay. I'm picking up the pencil here and there so it looks real. Actually, when I look at the photograph, it is one nice straight across line up close, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep that or change it, so maybe I should do it like the picture. I don't have a ruler on me though. I'm going to zoom in on the picture to see. It's a little bumpity. Let me see what it looks like if I use a straight edge. Whoops. Switching to my darkest 8B. And then these, okay, so these lines also are bolder, fatter close up, and they get closer together as it goes further apart. So I'm making this wider because it's in the foreground. And this one needs to be wider. All right, that's good. And so they're wider here because you can see the cracks more, and then as they get further away, you sharpen your pencil if you know where your pencil sharpener is, and make them much thinner. Okay. All right, and then I'm just gonna put random horizontal lines and cracks. What does the left side of my dock do? All right, so the left side these boards go out a little more. Let me show you closer what I'm doing. I'm gonna use my 3H in case I want to erase what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so these boards, oh, I'm doing it wrong. I dropped my eraser. I'm just like batting 1,000 today. All right, so the board is this part, and then we have water, and then the dark is what goes over. So I just need to do that on all the boards. Going back to my 3H that I should be using. And then as it goes further back, you don't see these things because it's like so far in the distance. Okay. So, you know what we're going to start doing? Well, let me finish the dock and then we'll start doing the water. So I'm just going to, let me see, what pencil do I want to use? I'll use a 2B and I'm just going to color this dock in like I said I was going to do at the start of this video. This is the 2B pencil, which is the same as a number 2 pencil. And after I get basic, I'm leaving light gray in between on purpose. I'm just kind of doing just horizontal strokes so I have that horizontal texture to the dock. I'm not going like this near the leg. I'm pushing down next to the leg and going out. Little tiny circles in here. Oh, I still have to finish the ropes. There's still so much to do on this drawing. I was hoping I could finish it before well, I was hoping to finish it today, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Okay. All right. It's looking pretty good. All right, then I'm gonna go in with my darkest, or maybe 6B, 4B, 6B, 7B, let's try 7B. I'll just do some darker lines. I'm gonna sharpen it so I can get some very fine lines here and there. Oh, and you know what? Let's do one of these rings of wood. Let's see what up here there is like a knot. And it's just like half ovals like that and long half ovals like that. And then some rotted wood. See these boards up front? We get to draw a lot of texture in because you'll see the texture up front. And that's how you tell in a drawing that something's closer to you. It's at the bottom of the paper, at the bottom of the drawing, and it's very detailed. Like these pilings will be more detailed than those ones. And these boards up front will be way more detailed than the ones far away. Okay, do we have any other knots in this wood? Ooh, there's some nice cracks on the right side. Those are pretty. For those, we need to go back to white and get those cracks in there. Do you see them? They go burp, like that. Right here. They're just a series of cracks that go like that, and I'm going crookedy crookedy. And I'm gonna use my 4B and go crookedy crookedy. And then we have more of these. I just keep switching pencils so I have different darknesses, but if you're only using one pencil, you just go darker and lighter with it. Do some like bumpity crookedy cracks. And then this is neat. I see something that, let's do that here. There's this thing I'm looking at. Whoops. Yeah, this right there. It's over toward the right side of the dock on the second or third board. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. And it looks fun. So I'm gonna take my darkest pencil because it dips down into this. There's this, skip a board, and then it's right here. Let me erase this to get it back to whitish. So I can do this part that I'm seeing because I like it. It's black and then goes down. So it's going to dip down into this board, it looks like. But we do have a very thin line of black. And then we have another one that comes out and dips down. And then a crack that goes over and dips down. And then the lines start going straight across. Something like that. Something like that. And then we have some knots. We start to get some more knots. Just a dark oval, and then ovals that go around them. And on the far side of the circle, the rings are closer to the circle. And then in front of it, they go out a little ways from the knot. So let's do another knot right here. It's gonna go close to the circle, deep around. Close to the circle, deep around. I have these Mars Lumograph black pencils that they're a mix of charcoal and lead. The reason they put lead in it is so the charcoal is not brittle. And this is a 8B. I have like a whole set of, let me see, 2B to 8B. And these, you can get these at the link below that I have for a discount. This is what they are. And they're not shiny like graphite, and the blacks are usually like really black. So let me go into these cracks with it so you could see the difference from the graphite to these. And I mix a lot of my drawings. I'll use like graphite for like skin and water, but then my dark areas of the landscape, I might use this pencil to really get this darker, because I really want contrast between these cracks and the tops of the boards. So if you don't have a soft black charcoal, you could definitely just use the pencil you're using, just do more layers so you get so it's darker than the your other values of in the drawing. Because when I look at the photograph, these are my darkest lines. The sides of the boards. You don't want a clean edge to these boards. You want to get some cracks in there. That looks nice. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then as the boards go back into the distance, I'll switch back to the graphite because it doesn't have as much contrast in the distance. You don't have as much detail and as much contrast in the boards. Okay, going back to the graphite. It's looking pretty good. I wonder if there's a way you can leave a picture of the one you're doing in the comments so I can see how yours is coming along. Maybe I can make a folder in a Google Drive, like how I put the reference picture in Google Drive. Maybe I can make it so everybody can add their pictures so we can see how everybody's came along. I'll look into that. I'll look into that today. All right. So that's the dock.